What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 105 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Sunday, November 17th, 2019. I'm your host, Ken Pescatore, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle. Melissa's off tonight. How are you, Adam?
I'm doing good.
Good? That's really good. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
I'm fired up.
Yo, speaking of fire, we're joined by Tru Inferno tonight. How are you, Tru? What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're just glad to have you on the show.
Right. Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm excited because you always have awesome energy, man. So I'm excited to get some of that energy dispersed out to our community today. So I'm real excited to catch up with you in just a second. But on today's show, guys, we're going to get to know Tru, like we were saying. But we're going to break down everything that we have going on in November. Niantic put together a very nice little package for us of a November update of what's going to be going on in the game through the end of the month. So we'll kind of recap all that stuff. Super effective week. We got a new Tier 5 boss. Friend Fest coming at the end of the month. So we'll recap all that stuff. Wayfarer is here. It's fantastic. Our community is absolutely loving it. I've heard some amazing stories, things getting approved already and active in the game. So we'll kind of talk about that and, our experiences so far with the tool. It's been great. Chimchar Community Day was just this weekend, yesterday, Saturday. I didn't get a chance to play because I was working, but Adam did play. So we'll catch up with Adam and his stories, and then finally we'll have a little discussion.
How do you know I played? No.
You told me you did.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, and then we'll have a little discussion at the end of the show about setting expectation and, kind of dealing with the expectation. There was a fantastic article that was shared with me, a post on Reddit. Shermanator in our Discord shared it with us, and I read the thing and I was like astonished, and I was like, you know what, man, I wish this level of saltiness was like an isolated thing, but it's not. It's like everywhere. So I want to talk about it and see how we can kind of, address this stuff in the future, because things are getting out of hand on Reddit and Twitter. It's been nuts. But all right, let's get to know Tru, man. Tru, why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know where you're from, what you're all about, and tell us about your channel.
And they said it's supposed to be 30 minutes for me. This is going to take 2 hours. But anywho, so yes, this is your boy Tru Inferno, born and raised, currently live in Detroit. Channel is, I got two channels, but the main one we talk about is my Pokemon Go channel. Even though Sword and Shield just dropped, so there's a little bit of that in there with live stream, but it's mostly Pokemon Go. Just basically give you guys my perspective of the game throughout the state of Michigan and me traveling all around the world. I've been to the Bahamas playing this game, been to Canada, been to Japan, and meeting other trainers, content creators, and influencers, just having a blast with the game.
That's great, man. Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you about travel. That's something. Whenever we have creators on the show, that's always something I love talking about, because I don't get out much, so it's always exciting to hear when people get to experience this game abroad, and especially in like cool and unique places. So we'll definitely get there. So how long have you been doing YouTube? And like you said, you have multiple channels. Why don't you tell us what you got going on, with both?
Even this is an adventure right here. So I first signed up on YouTube, I think in 2008, but I just signed up, didn't do any videos, but I slowly started to do videos. And then I created like a straight up Tru Inferno channel where I was doing a bunch of gameplays like Call of Duty, NBA 2K. I also make music, so some of my music is on there, and I love music, so I'm always reviewing albums that are like 10 years old and older. And then I started doing blogs on there, which turned into Pokemon Go content. And it was Hybrid Mongoose, so shout out to him, who is also from Michigan. He actually hit me up out the blue, looked at my channel and said, yo, you should create a Tru Inferno Pokemon Go only channel. So I did that in March of 2017. So I'm currently running two channels, but my main focus is on the Pokemon Go channel, since that's the one that got the most subscribers and the most hype and things of that nature. So that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, that's excellent.
Awesome, man. It's cool that you mentioned Hybrid Mongoose. He's a friend of the show. I've worked with him before. I had him on one of our, YouTuber roundtables. He's a good guy. And, later on in the notes here, I have written, that you guys just collaborated, right? You just did some content together?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's been a minute since we did, but we did the Colossal Discovery event together out in Mount Clemens in that area. So we was hanging out. You can see his video And my video, both of them are up now on our respective channels, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty hilarious, actually.
Nice. Yeah, no, he's got an awesome sense of humor, and his content is always really funny. The way he's got fantastic delivery and expressions. So it's always really fun. But what's it like training in Detroit, man? I think that that's a unique location. And the other creators that we've had on are typically, on the West Coast. Some are in New York, some are in Florida, but never talked to anyone really directly from Detroit. So what's it like, playing there? It's got to be pretty unique.
Okay, so when I say Detroit, I mean to say the Metro Detroit area. So we're talking not just the city of Detroit, but cities around Detroit. And I say that because that's where I mostly do my gameplay and my recording. It's normally in cities like Dearborn, Livonia, Redford, and it's pretty soon going to be Farmington Hills and Novi. So and once in a blue moon, I will be literally in Detroit to play, because we have like our own like the Pier or the Pike version in downtown Detroit. But I don't technically play in Detroit because not a lot of people play in Detroit. I guess it's like a hood of a city, something like that. So we normally play outside of the city of Detroit. So, but it's still pretty cool though. We still have good spots to play and a lot of spawns and a lot of raids, depending on where you're at, and a lot of dedicated raiders out there too.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, it really, if you have a strong community behind it, where you're playing in the setting is kind of secondary once you have a good like social group that you can, connect with and make the most out of whatever the situation is. So, but that's good to hear that you got spawns and stuff like that, because yeah, it could be a challenge. I talk to people all the time. They say, look, we've got a good group, and we've got enough. We're always one man short on raids or something like that, or just one man short to do the legendary. And so if you get a good
coming,
group, man, it's good.
That's how we're gonna feel.
Yeah, well, winter is a super challenge with this game, with getting people out and raiding. So that's where Niantic always turns the heat up, for lack of a better pun, in the winter, because they know that people, don't necessarily live in tropical climate, so half the world is frozen. So it's like you gotta give them something to do to keep that interest level up. Like, what started you in YouTube? Like, what'd you get into it? Like, what was it that really made you pick up a camera to begin with?
Wow, that's another long explanation. Okay, so it started with me playing, what game was it? I think it was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and I just had a camera phone, and I was just recording myself doing some crazy stunts, and then it moved on over to me being influenced by a group called My Ray Entertainment. So they're the guys who created, it's the Juggernaut, bitch, pardon my French, but they created that, internet meme or whatever, and I started doing gameplays, based off of their work. And then I started watching other YouTubers like Chris Move and FD Chick. That was more Call of Duty type of thing. And I started to do Call of Duty and things of that nature. But what made me pick up the camera was I already had a background with the camera, because I would do music video once in a while for either myself or one of my homeboys who actually rap. So obviously, since I'm into music and make music, I also work in music videos a little bit. So I had a little bit of experience with the camera. And the only time I picked up the camera for YouTube was because of Pokemon Go. So at the time when Pokemon Go came out, I had this mindset that, oh man, nobody's going to be doing these videos. I'm going to be one of the first ones. My channel go blow up because of this. Little that I knew at the time, but that's what got me to actually pick up a camera and start blogging.
That's awesome. No, that's cool, man, because I was a touring musician for years, man, and I was all about that life for a long, long time. And, we've connected on Facebook and stuff like that. And I always see you talking about music and talking about old hip hop and stuff. And I love that shit, man. So it's real cool. Okay. I'm when it comes to hip hop, bro, I'm stuck in like the late 80s, early 90s, like for real. Like that was my era. I'm an old fogey. Let's talk about your content a little bit, man. What is there anything that's important to you when you communicate with your following, like with your viewers? Any kind of feeling or sentiment you try to get across to your viewers when you put together a video? Because you're pumping out content, man. I gotta say.
I just want to be real. Want to show everybody like what you see in these videos. That's really me. But I can be conservative at times, depending on the setting and who's all around me. But like, if I'm at like a Gold Fest or a community day event, hanging out with other content creators, like what you see in my videos, that's really me. That's really me. And again, I can turn that on and I can turn it off depending on the setting, but it's all about being genuine. You know, I don't rehearse anything or write notes or anything like that unless I really have to, and that's rare. So everything you see off the top of my head, straight from the heart, like 100% me.
That's cool. Now and I'm sure that's appreciated because especially with the Pokemon Go space, we've been seeing it a lot lately. It is a sanitized space. You know what I mean? Like it is very it's getting to a point where there's a lot of high production and production at large, and sometimes that stuff isn't as transparent as you want it to be. So when you find someone that's the authenticity is part of the makeup of what they're doing, that's always a good look. So that's really cool, man. That's good to hear. And you do a ton of like streaming as well. Like you were saying right before we started recording the show, you were on the air with your community. What's the deal with streaming, man? Is that it's got to be a fantastic way to communicate with your audience, right?
Yeah, so when I do my live streams, I'm not trying to knock anybody else who does live stream because a lot of people do it and I'm always in their live streams, really enjoy their work and content. But like I like to interact with my viewers and those who are watching me. But I like to get them involved. Otherwise, they just sitting there watching me rambling on about whatever. And I'm like, no, I want to get you guys involved. Like, so you can actually come back and take part in more of these live streams. So, I live stream every Sunday. And now because of Sword and Shield, it's every Saturday and Sunday now. But I like to get, whoever's watching involved, no matter what I'm live streaming. I want to get you guys involved. So that's how I am.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's whenever we've done live stuff, that's always been the coolest part is being able to interact in real time. You know what I mean? And engage the community right then and there. That's the best.
Seeing everybody that's following us, like that's in our Discord, like they just show up and they're like, hey, and it's like, God, you're watching.
I know, it's like you can't help but call people out. It's so cool. Yeah. And you've collaborated with a bunch of other creators too. We were talking about Hybrid Mongoose, but let's talk about your travel a little bit because I know that you made it out to Japan and Montreal and stuff. And what was that like? And working alongside creators that have these massive freaking audiences and this huge reach, that had to be a cool experience as a creator, getting out of Detroit and into Japan and being able to see all this stuff happening around you. Like, how cool was it kind of rolling with that whole, the YouTube crew?
I will admit that is an emotional topic because for years, I always wanted to go to Japan, but I was too afraid because I was like, oh, it costs too much. And then you're going to be sitting on the plane for a long period of time and things of that nature. But Pokemon Go was like that last straw, that last kick in the carcass that made me go, you know what? I'm going to Japan this year. And yes. I actually went out there and, we planned this in advance. So it was like, I was in a DM with Holly and with Verso and Trainer Tips and so forth, whatnot. And we planned this out. We went out there. And me, Holly, the cruise ship, and Super Train Sakura, we were staying in the same hotels throughout the, my time there. Because they was out there before I was, because of work and the lack of vacation time, all that stuff. And it was amazing. Like, Japan alone was fantastic. I am dying to go back. Never mind who I was with. Never mind how Pokemon Go is out there. Just Japan alone. It was unfreaking believable. And for me to spend that with the likes of Holly, with the likes of Trainer Tips, with Mystic 7, with Reverso, Zoe 2 Dots, Tauntaun Train, The Last Hot Sauce, a bunch of content creators out there, and they made me feel welcome like I was a part of the squad. It was truly unbelievable. And I would just love to re-experience that again. And I have unfinished business out there in Japan because I need to experience more. I need to hit up Kyoto, and I'm going to go back to Tokyo again. I haven't even hit up the Pokemon Center out there, so I need to do that as well. There's so much I want. Yeah. Cause they hit them, again, they was out there before I was, so they hit up the Pokemon Center before I got there, and that wasn't, whatever they planned, I went with it, like, let's roll. But that was not part of the plan.
Yeah, it wasn't in the itinerary.
Yeah, so.
It happened already.
No, man, I can imagine like that. Everybody was there, man. So that was that crew. You guys were rolling deep, man. That was that. You know, it was pretty cool to see. You know, everyone, like, all the thumbnails from that week were phenomenal because it was just like a total who's who. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned Sword and Shield. What are your first impressions?
Ironically enough, I got it up on my screen right now, but it's really cool. I really liked it. The graphics are great. And the one thing I like about it is the fact that you playing this on a quote-unquote home console, depending on which Switch you have. And this is something I've kind of been wanting for a while now. You know, the previous main series Pokemon games, they've only been on handhelds, you know, the 3DS and the regular Game Boys and so forth, whatnot. So with the Switch, not the Switch Lite, but with the regular Switch, you can either play it on the go or you can set it up to your TV and play, which is what I do. And it's amazing playing a Pokemon main series game on the television, on the telly, as they call it in the game.
Yeah,
but it's pretty cool. I really like it.
Yeah, we're Adam and I are both loving it.
Having
it's so
the
good.
ability to just have a controller in your hand and play it on your TV, it's just I am right there with you.
Bro, with Let's Go not having Pro Controller support, that was like a deal breaker for me. It was just like I could play it in handheld mode or not at all. I just could not play it with Joy-Cons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had that
Pokeball
Plus thing.
My hand was too. I have a Pokeball Plus too, and I couldn't use it as a controller. It's not comfortable for extended periods for me. But Sword and Shield is freaking phenomenal. It's so good.
Right.
And so, is there anywhere you plan on traveling for 2020?
Ooh, okay.
If you could go anywhere, where would you go?
Like just one spot or multiple spots?
Paint the picture,
spot?
bro. Where do you want to go?
Okay. Exactly.
You mentioned Community Day to start this podcast. So apparently Samsung like to do this thing in New York, and now they were doing it in Houston this past weekend, where they invite some of the content creators out. I want to go to one of those in New York. I want to go to one of those. So I'm going to try to hit up March if they constantly do it every month. But obviously Go Fest, you know, whatever it is in North America, whether it's in Chicago or San Diego or New York, got to be Go Fest. And I got to go back to Japan again next year. That's what I want to do. And if they do a Safari Zone somewhere in Australia, because that's another place I always want to go for years, even longer than Japan. I always want to go to Australia. So if they do a Safari Zone in Australia, I'm going there too. So those 4 spots are currently in my mind right now. And wherever else my Day One bros and my family got planned, I'll be going with them too. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's Adam actually went to the Samsung event last month. Not this weekend, but last month in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
and
Melissa from the show went as well. So it was like, yeah, they got to experience that. That was with Holly and Brandon.
Yeah.
And they had us walk on that like upstairs like skywalk thing, and Melissa didn't get any shiny Trapinch. It was awful. And I got exactly 3. I got exactly 3, and it felt so good that I wasn't there. I couldn't be there because I had my son, and it was just travel and time just wouldn't allow. But it just felt so good to just get shiny.
Terrible.
Yeah, it just felt so good to hit shiny after shiny, and it's like, and I even said to myself too, I was like, why would I want to go just to not get any shinies? And then to find out that Zoe and Holly got, I think Zoe got 1.
Oh,
it's crazy.
From the video that I saw. So I don't know. So I'm just like, oh man.
Oh, I need to see that one. Yeah, I need to watch that.
It's
yeah, like I don't think they got very many.
Yeah,
that's all
like
I'm saying.
It's like, don't play on that skywalk. Go anywhere else.
Right, and it's like I get the experience to see them. Cool. It's like I was already there. I saw Holly already. It's like I saw Brandon.
For the spawns, bro. Okay, give me the pokes.
Yeah, we literally got off the skywalk in order to increase our chances.
That's so funny. That's so funny. But Tru, what about personal goals, man? Anything like even not even necessarily surrounding the channel or travel. Anything you're looking to accomplish in 2020?
I haven't really thought about it. Any personal goals for next year. I guess just the traveling. That's what I'm focusing on. Like there's one thing that I want to do. Take care of my car note, because that's going to be expiring next year. But outside from that, focus on traveling and trying to get more money for my job, and that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah, hell yeah. Get on that grind, bro. That's what it all comes down to, man, is working and grinding. And hopefully you'll have the opportunity to work alongside the other creators again. That's just always fun to see, like, those worlds kind of collide, and it's so good for growth of the channel and, connecting communities. That's one of the reasons I love bringing guests on this show is, getting to have our, existing community kind of interact with new community members and bring them in and welcome them in. And, you have that clash of cultures and, styles of gameplay. And it's like, okay, this crew's coming in now. They're all about raiding, or they're all about PvP. And it's like you have another crew that's all about like grinding or shiny hunting. And then it's like when those worlds collide, it's always awesome because you get like this, just paints a nice picture of, the trainer base. So it's cool. How do you like to play the game, man? Are you focused on like raiding or shiny hunting? Like, what's your favorite way to play?
If this was like a year ago, I would be all over the place. I would be shiny hunting one point, and then the next point I'll be raiding, trying to get a perfect legendary. But now it's like I only play. Well, no, I still play every day, but I do so much stuff in the game. But mostly I play to have content for the channel. So it's not like it don't get boring for me despite that. But I'm all over the place with the game. So I do multiple stuff. I'm into PvP. I do like to raid. I do like to do shiny hunts. They have a good shiny out there or nest wherever. But I'm all over the place. I'm not really focused on one specific thing about the game.
Yeah, that's that. And as a creator, that's a strong way to do it too, because then you can kind of touch on all of it. You know what I mean, and create content from all those different angles. Because the gameplay is so diverse.
Hang out and do a PvP battle real quick.
Well, that's the benefit, too, of being able to jump on a stream. It's like, hey, man, let's go hunt this shiny, or let's go hit this raid, or let's go do this. And it's just like, yeah, just go live and do it with the community. That's freaking awesome. Well, awesome, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Why don't you let our community know where they can find you? And of course, I'm going to link in the description to your YouTube, to your Twitter, so they can connect. But why don't you tell us where we could go and what we should do to be able to find you online?
Well, obviously I got my YouTube channel, Tru Inferno's Pokemon Go Adventure. There's no E in True, by the way. It's TRU, and then everything else is spelled accordingly. You can find me on Twitter at Tru Inferno Pogo. I'm also on Instagram, and I also have my own Discord. So yeah, you can find all that on my Twitter. So yeah, I'm on Twitter every day. So that'll be your best place to find me. And of course, subscribe to my channel and the LURED podcast channels as well.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Definitely have to hook up, in Chicago or wherever GoFest is. We'll make sure we connect and get some training in together. Definitely, 100%.
Yes, no problem, man.
Awesome, cool. Everyone else, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to go through the news of the week, including the November event schedule, Wayfarer, Chimchar Community Day, and then we're going to talk about saltiness and setting expectation. That's always fun. So we're going to take a quick break. Tru, thanks again for coming on the show. We really do appreciate it. And
thank you.
We'll definitely connect soon. And everyone else will be back right after this. And we are back from our break. Thank you guys so much for that. Tru Inferno, thank you for coming on the show. Bro, good energy.
It was straight fire.
He was, dude. He was excited. That was really cool to hear, his perspective and just, he was just going. And it was awesome because when we first called him, we do the call over Discord. So when we did the call over Discord, and we were not recording yet for the podcast, but we're connected on Discord. He's live streaming in the background. Like he's like, "Yo, my audience can hear you right now." I was like, and it was so cool. He just broke into like he's got the gift of gab. Like when you're a streamer and you could just talk and keep those airwaves, pumped. It was just like he's got that skill, and he was just like letting his audience have it, just like telling them how it was, and that he was jumping off and they're raiding another stream and doing this and that, setting up hashtags. I was like, yeah, this guy's a pro. It was good. It was really cool. He's like, all right, we're clear. We can start now. I was like, this is awesome. This is the first time that's ever happened. It's so cool. So very cool. But all right, before we start the back end of the show, I want to run through some housekeeping really quick. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons, Brittany, J, Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, Bacon L, The Noise, Harry, Pokey, Nabbot, Purple Pancakes, Dem Gears, Be Bangin', Lady Goobly Meat, Super Nerd Fox, Go Ranger, Matt the Phoenix, Baker Boy, Jolt Switch, Alex, The Illustrious Overseer, Jason, Go Live, Andrew, Matt from Kentucky, Paul, Justin, and Val. Whew. Oxygen. And a huge thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bhatt, and a very special thanks to Michael for joining at the Discord tier this week, new patron. Thank you guys so incredibly much. Yes, thank you. And if Patreon isn't your thing, no big deal. There's a couple other ways you could support us. If you're listening on YouTube, you could subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, you can take a moment to leave us a review. We would greatly appreciate it. All right, Adam, we got a lot of stuff going on.
Don't remind me.
Dude, is there ever a slow news? There's like never a slow news week. Like there's
right,
just
it's like I just want to play Shield and Sword. Can I just go play that?
Yo, how funny was it? I was watching Nick's video on Community Day, and he was like, man, I really got to go play Community Day. He's like, can't I just stay home and stream Sword and Shield? Like, it's amazing. Every single freaking Pokemon Go YouTuber, like their channel overnight turned into Sword and Shield. Like,
yes,
it was awesome. But dude, the game is so good. I'm telling you. And funny little tangent before we get started here. So I hosted 2 Ferocious Cups this weekend. And, one on Friday night, which was more like a party, it's at a brewery. It's loud, obnoxious. It's great. But the one today was at like a gaming store. So, it's a very gamey environment. We're talking, a bunch of people had Switches that were there. My son was there with his Switch. He was doing battles. And the Pokemon Go PvP people were finally getting like a firsthand glimpse of what main series VGC competitive gaming or competitive PvP is like in the main series, and like their jaws hit the floor. They're like, "Oh my god, I got to go buy a Switch." Like it was bizarre because like they didn't have that feeling when Let's Go came out, but now that this is out, I'm seeing more people talking and playing, Sword and Shield, obviously because it's the new generation than when Let's Go came out, but when the PvP people see how awesome battles are in the main series, they're like, yo, I'm in 100%. It's like so cool. So cool. So that it was just, I don't know, man. I love seeing the cross pollination of Pokemon trainers from one style to the next.
It's cool. Cause it's like this, it's like if you have a Switch, like you're already playing the game, you can PvP, you can do it wirelessly. You can do max raid battles or whatever. So it's like,
it's still very social.
Yeah.
It's a still very social experience.
They found a way to force you to still be social with people.
They're very smart. They know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing. All right, let's get into the news here. We've got a really awesome article that came up on PokemonGoLive.com talking about the schedule of events for November, and there's a lot of stuff going on here, starting with Super Effective Week, which is going to be coming up this Tuesday, November 19th at 1 p.m. PST through Tuesday, the 26th at 1 p.m. PST. Listen to this. Pokemon that might be strong partners in battle against Team Go Rocket and other trainers will be appearing more often in the wild, in raids, and in field research. If you're lucky, you might find a shiny Tentacool. All right, we talk about this a lot.
I'm already jelly.
Do you care about the Pokemon that might be strong against Team Go Rocket and other trainers, or do you care about shiny Tentacool?
Neither. No, I care about shiny Tentacool.
The shiny, right? Like
I want to say neither, but
okay. So if that was it would be like, all right, that's not that exciting, and okay, new shiny, great. Is new shiny content? I don't know. But get this. Double Stardust from trainer battles. More potions and revives from Pokestops. So many people have been asking for this because they've been doing so many Team Rocket, stuff that they're running out of potions and revives. And guaranteed charge TMs from 3-star raids. So not 3-star and up. They originally had that in the release and then they retracted it. But guaranteed charge TM from 3-star raids only. So you find those 3-star raids that you can solo, and just knock him out, you're going to get a charge TM every time. This is huge for battlers. Huge for battlers. At my tournament today, people were complaining that they were flipping, trying to get charge moves and only had 4, and then they would do it 4 times and go back and forth between moves and not get what they wanted. And they're like, oh, I'm completely tapped out of TMs. So it's like the struggle is definitely real when it comes to TM. Adam, what are you sitting on? What's your TM situation look like?
My TMs?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, you're going to make me open the game?
Do you have a lot?
It's already open. I am sitting on 24 charge TM and 32 fast TM.
Oh, so you're golden. Dude, I've got 29 fast and 43 charged. I don't TM anything. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, see,
dude, we do our Friday night fights, our PvP tournament for our Lured Up patrons. And, it's hilarious because I call it the no prep strategy because I don't spend any Stardust and I don't use any TMs. Like I get freaking my ass kicked, and it's like I wonder why. It's just because they're using the complete wrong moves and they're not powered up.
Well, see, I'll use my TMs and I'll spend the Stardust, but only on ones that I like are the like almost perfect or close to perfect in the PvP IVs. Because to me, they're not worth it. Like, I could have a junk IV that, like, oh, it's got good defense. I guess I'll spend the Stardust on it.
It's rare that I have a Pokemon that's good for PvP because it's so easy for me to purge my Pokemon and not check individual IVs. I'll search for 100%. Nope. All right, clear them out. It's like I don't take the time. It's like I got to start doing that. So I see you, bro. I see you, putting the IVs in like the PvP bot in the Discord all the time. I'm like, yo, he's checking all his Pokemon. I was like, I don't do that at all.
I might not join Friday Night Fights every single time, but I'm still just trying to find Pokemon that I like and that I can use. And
no, you're doing it right, man. You're doing it right.
Slow and steady.
Yep, super effective week. Get it going. It's the double Stardust from trainer battles is really nice, especially if you're someone that runs like, scrimmages and stuff all the time where you're cranking out battles on a daily basis. It's like a nice little pickup. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I do PvP, but like this event doesn't really get me excited.
It's
personally,
it's about the tentacle. Like, right? If it wasn't for if this event did not have the tentacle, it would be a complete drag.
Yes.
Like, for me, I think this, look, I like the fact that they're trying to teach people about types and super effective and that kind of thing. I don't necessarily know that they're going to accomplish that through this event, even though that's the intent.
Because people would be more interested in the tentacle. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, but they may not, be able to do the math of putting 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, this Pokemon that is spawning more frequently that I just caught is good against this other Pokemon. Like, I don't think they're necessarily spelling that out. But, I know that's the intent. So, it's good that they're trying to teach people. I just don't know if they're going to accomplish that with this event. I know everyone's just going to be out there looking for the fucking shiny tentacle, though. I know that's what I'm going to be doing. But we'll see. We'll see who comes to raids.
I think when we log in, it'd be nice while you're waiting, instead of like loading screens. I love the loading screens, don't get me wrong. But if on the loading screens they had like the symbols of the types and then just say bug type, super effective against this.
Like a little
type.
trainer tips thing in there. Like
literally just call it cool. Trainer tips.
that'd be cool. Like if there's like a pool of like 4 or 5 of them as the loading screen is there, you can kind of toggle through them. That'd be pretty cool. Adam, why don't you talk about the next part of our November schedule here? We've got a new Tier 5 raid boss coming.
Oh, yeah, because in case you didn't like Cabal Ian, here's another awkward thing. It's Terrakion, the cavern Pokemon.
Is it awkward? Because of the name?
Terrakion. No, I like Terrakion. I played Quad Terrakion in the TCG way back when. That was a fun deck. But he's the cavern Pokemon, and he's coming to 5-star raids. He is a rock and fighting type legendary, and he's going to be around from Tuesday the 26th at 1 p.m. PST to Tuesday December 17th at 1 p.m. PST. Yeah, you gotta. He's weak against water, grass, fighting, ground, psychic, steel, and fairy type Pokemon.
He's the second member of the Swords of Justice.
Oh god, the Swords of Justice. That's what I couldn't think about.
Well,
I was like,
it's
what am
the
I
Swords
missing?
of Justice. Look, it's still like the Keldeo thing still kills me because it's a quartet at the end of the day. But no, the original Swords of Justice trio, yeah. So Cabal Ian was the leader, and we have Tetracase, and then we're going to get Verity on next. So I assume that December 17th after 1 p.m. PST, we'll shift to the final member of the Swords of Justice. For another 3 weeks or so after that. But I guess next week we'll do a as it gets a little bit closer to when this is actually going to be out, we'll do a raid guide and battle party whoop whoop on Tetracase. But we'll give it a little time because we still have Cabal Ian for another 9 days right? Or something like that. So got time on Cabal Ian yet. Have you been out there getting any Cabal Ian? Or I've done a couple.
Right after Community Day, my family was like, we're gonna meet you. Let's all do a Weezing raid, So I was like all excited for it, and I'm like waiting, and like I see my entire like community that they're all like already doing it, and they're like, "Where are you, Adam? Where are you?" I'm like, I'm waiting for my family. But we all sat there and we did the Weezing. Everybody caught it.
I was gonna say, did you actually do it though? All right,
yeah, and then immediately went to Cabal Ian, which was like one gym down. It was right there, and we all did the Cabal Ian, and we all caught it, and it was cool. That like nice. I did it with my family, and then 35 minutes go by, and I'm like, oh god, I should probably try to connect with somebody to do some more Weezings. In total, I got I think 3
Cabal Ian.
No, Weezing.
All right, well we'll get.
Honestly, Cabal Ian, I only got 3.
That's all right. Well, look, I'm at the point where my inventory is so damn full that it's like I'm just deleting stuff, man. I'm just getting rid of stuff lately. Like I want Pokemon Home to come so bad so I can get rid of these Pokemon without having to grind them up for candy. But I had 2 interesting things happen with Cabal Ian this week. Two different raids. One at the gym right by my house, the church. Right, it's like I walk my dog there, so it's like right there. And the other one was at the local mall. So I go into the raid, right, and I had put it in Discord, and 3 or 4 people came from Discord, and 2 of the names I didn't recognize. And we get into the raid, and typically, my group around here is like everyone's level 40. You know what I mean? Like a lot of stacked players, experienced players. So we get into the lobby, and I'm noticing like level 18, level 22, level 32, trainers that I've never seen before, names I've never seen, low ranks, and we struggled a bit to do the raid. But I was like, yo, this is awesome. These are new people in the community that are playing. Like, where are these people coming from? So I come to find out that they weren't in the Discord. They just happened to be driving by. They're local. I set them up in the Discord. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. New players to the game. They had just started playing like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So it was like really, really cool. They were grinding like hardcore. They were already up, level 18, like I said. So then the next day, I'm in the mall with my son. And there's Cabal Ian. Jump into the raid, same thing. Level 14 trainers, level 18 trainers. I'm like, yo, what is going on here? I don't know if you've noticed this in your area, but it seems like a lot of new players are coming to the game. Yep. I was like, yo, what is this? Is this part of the wave of Sword and Shield? Or is this just because Niantic has been crushing it with, their events and their promotion? It's awesome.
Pokemon's just on the map.
I just know that there's new players, definitely for sure in my area.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of like people that like they're not talking to anybody. It's just they see all of our similar cars and they're like, okay, we know that those are raiders, so they just like follow those people.
You get the nod, as you drive by.
Yes, yep.
That's a good thing, man. I love seeing that. I love seeing new players come in, and I love introducing them to Discord. I love having the conversation with someone, and I'm like, are you in the Discord? And they're like, Discord? What's Discord? I'm like, oh, dude, you're a total green pea. Like, have a seat. Let me preach a little bit to you, and break down how Discord works and all that stuff. Get them excited. Make them an account. Get them in, and it's always good, man. I'm really excited to see that. But all right, so that's Tetracase. New tier 5 raid boss coming. All right, last part of this November schedule. I'm really fired up about this, Adam. This is probably the highlight of the month. Friend Fest. This is happening November 27th at 1 p.m. PST through December 2nd. So this is the shortest little window of the 3 things that are happening. December 2nd, 1 p.m. PST. But get this. Encounter family-themed Pokemon, such as Nidoran female, Nidoran male, and their evolutions, and more in the wild and research tasks. So family-type Pokemon is the theme. No shiny attached, doesn't matter, because half Stardust trade costs, and you can make up to 2 special trades a day, and attack boosts when you raid with friends. This is big. So remember when they had the Jumpstart for Friends event and you were getting that raid boost? It made a huge difference because you were able to do, legendary raids with less people. So this is perfect and timely for these new players that are coming in, not only to get these trades to help fill out their decks. Like, it's so smart how all this stuff falls into place. They know they have new players, like we were just talking about. These players have empty dexes. They need Pokemon that they can get from trades that they couldn't get when they were originally out because they weren't playing. So now they can trade. They don't have a lot of Stardust because they're not high level. They haven't been playing too much. Don't worry, it's half Stardust cost. And don't worry, you can make more than one trade. Like, everything is like all the stars align. It's so cool. They're freaking brilliant. But I love the fact that it's half Stardust to trade, and you can make the two special trades. I already have like a whole bunch of stuff lined up. Almost every day I have trades lined up with people. So I'm really psyched about this. What this November lineup here, Adam? What's your anything that jumps out at you as the most exciting thing? It's got to be the friend thing, right?
It is the friend thing. It is the half cost on the Stardust, because saving Stardust is a good thing. But I'm more curious as to what other family 3 Pokemon. Because just telling us Nidoran female and male, like, what?
Is there anything in Gen 5 that could fall into this family category? Who? Frillish?
Frillish, the male and female are pink and blue.
Yes, there is. Okay. Oh, dude, if you just called that would be phenomenal.
Liz just heard me. She said that's one of her favorites.
No, but
so.
That's interesting though. Maybe they do use this event as a way to introduce some new Gen 5.
Or they switch up Shellos and they switch them from east and west, or give us both of them. I don't know.
No, they can't do that. Don't do that.
Okay. So it's Frillish.
You
heard it here first, folks. Frillish it is.
That'd be awesome. All right. Well, we got a lot of shit going on in November. Let us know what you guys think of these events. The train just keeps going. It just keeps on moving. So, we're going to be busy for the whole month and even beyond because we have some other stuff going on here. But let's see. Wayfarer is here. Adam, have you downloaded? Have you done this? Have you registered? Are you connected to the Matrix?
It says I can submit a stop, but I haven't submitted a stop.
No?
And I also have signed up, but I have not reviewed anything.
Did you take the quiz?
No.
Okay. All right. So let me catch people up. So Wayfarer, again, coming from PokemonGoLive.com. They're killing it with the news too. There's PokemonGoLive.com has been exceptionally active. New articles every couple days. So it's great to, when I'm reading off the credits of what we're talking about here, I love when it comes from first party. So kudos to them. But right now, Wayfarer is available globally to level 40 trainers. Overall, from what I've seen, people are having a freaking blast with it. Many people have found a new motivation if they're not level 40. They're re-engaged with the experience game to get to level 40 because they want to use Wayfarer. So they're like, this has actually motivated people to get out there and grind. Even though we know this is going to eventually roll out to lower level players, they're like, no, I got to get to level 40. I want to use this tool now, which is amazing. The nominations are done within the app. The reviews are done through the Wayfarer portal, like the browser portal that you get online. And like I said last week, the quiz you have to take, GoHub put an article together kind of prepping you, a little test prep, but it's real easy. It took me 5 minutes. But we've got people in our Discord that are up to like 500 fucking reviews a day. Like, they're killing it and like pushing the tool to the limit. And, I know we've been talking to Pelo on social media, and he's an advocate for Wayfarer. Like, he's really, really enjoying it. And Adam had a great idea, and we're gonna, Palo, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna figure something out. We've been trying to get him on the show. Maybe we could have Palo jump on for a quick call, for a couple minutes every week to do a little Wayfarer update. I thought Adam had a great idea. I thought that'd be really cool to have a little Palo moment in the show.
I feel like we keep missing him every time. Like he keeps messaging us in our Instagram, and every time he's like, "I'm free," and I'm like, "We're not recording.
I'm at work." It's like,
yeah, like I'm at work. I can't do anything.
Yeah, no, he's been an awesome influence for people online with Wayfarer, and he's very, very helpful. And even in our Discord, like anyone has a question, he's like, here's 10 links to show you how to do it. Here's a resource. So, like, he's always trying to educate people and show them how to use the tool. So yeah, he's got a lot to offer. So Palo, we'll get you on the show to talk about Wayfarer, but I encourage everyone to play with it because it's just going to make the world of Pokemon Go more real and more fleshed out for yourself and the trainers that live in your community and around you. It's so fun. Oh, dude, I had a really hilarious experience where someone in our Discord on the other side of the planet was reviewing a nomination and said, "Hey, can you guys help me here? Like, does this, should this count as a thing?" And it's like a dolphin mural, right? And I'm like, "Yo, what are the chances? That's around the corner from my old apartment, like my old house where I used to rent." Like, he was nominating a portal that was right there. And I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy. Like, what are the odds?" And he's like, "I don't see this sculpture anymore on Google Maps." Like, that's how focused people are. They're like actually reviewing like the Google Maps and Earth to make sure everything is accurate. Like, it's become this amazing subgrouping, little subculture and category of engagement with the game. I absolutely love it. It's the coolest thing, man. Like, people are really, really getting involved. And, I can't wait to hear the numbers because it's just going to, before you know it, this game is just going to be teeming with new waypoints. There's just going to be new stops, new gyms everywhere. I'm so freaking excited. And I think Terry Wolf said he got his first one approved and accepted in the game. Like, things are starting to happen now. Now that people have had some time behind the wheel, things that they've nominated are now getting put into the game. It's very gratifying.
It's nice to go out and be like, whoa, this wasn't a quad stop before. Now it is.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's so cool. It's like, and there's been some really comical ones too, like people trying to like make monuments in their house. Like, there was one guy that had like, the Museum of Borderlands, and it was like a picture of his wall with like a framed picture of Borderlands and like a bunch of books. It's like, dude, that's your bedroom, bro. Like, come on. Like, there's been some really, really funny ones going around, fantastic descriptions and stuff like that. Like, I was like, man, I got to start a Twitter or an Instagram or something that shows these hilarious descriptions because they're so good. But let us know if you guys are using Wayfarer. It's a fantastic tool. Take advantage of it. All right, Adam, Chimchar Community Day was yesterday. Why don't you talk about it? Because I was stuck at work. I caught one from my desk. How'd you do?
Well, hey, that's good. It's better than
It is
none.
good. I'm excited.
So in like the first hour, I had my 3. I was like, all right, I'm good.
Oh, nice.
My son was with me, and he got bored very quickly, so we cut it short. So I only played for 2 hours, and I ended up with 12 shinies.
That's legit for 2 hours.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Then we went home, rested for a little bit, and then got revamped to go out and do the Galarian Weezing.
And you said you got 3 of those?
I got 3 of those, yep. And
so
I did one.
In the article about the Galarian Weezing on PokemonGoLive.com, they said that, they had the raid hour from 2 to 3 p.m. right after Community Day, but that Galarian Weezing was going to stick around occasionally in raids. I haven't seen one since. I don't know if you've seen any.
I have not seen any.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean, well, it's like he's going to come back. So one of the people in my raid group, they were like, I'm not going to waste any premium raid passes on this thing. He'll be around.
Yeah, no, I was more upset about not getting the Galarian Weezing than not being able to play Chimchar, because it's like I just love that Weezing, man. It's so good. It's like what a brilliant design. So damn good.
Oh, and the smog that comes out of his like the chimney things, and
it looks amazing.
Looks so cool.
It looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, couple bits of miscellaneous news before we wrap up here today. They didn't do an APK mine, but there was some notes that came up on the latest update of the 0.161 line of code. A couple random little things here worth noting. Now during PvP, if one of the trainers has a weak connection, it'll actually show a pop-up saying weak connection on the screen. So that'll help aid with disputes and people, redoing matches competitively.
It'll be on the screen while they're recording.
Exactly, precisely. Yeah. Exactly. They see that we can cut it there. And you can agree with the person that you're going against. Like, hey, if this pops up at any time, let's just call it a draw, and whatever, and redo that round. Let's see what else. Uncaught Deoxys forms now show separately in the Pokedex, so that was a little bit of a pet peeve for some of the perfectionists and collectors out there. It added the code for Wayfarer. We talked about that, and there was a ton of Team Go Rocket bug fixes. A lot of the things with, like, in certain regions, the clock was messed up. So, after 10 p.m., the bosses were showing up, or, mysterious components, the count was getting all screwy. There was, like, a lot of bug fixes for that. But, not really worthy of doing a full APK, mine. But there was a lot of stuff in there. All right. What else in miscellaneous news here? Oh, Regigigas raids will be November 18th through January 7th. These are the Regigigas EX raid. I've got a pass for the 18th, which is a Monday at 1 p.m., so ridiculous. And then I have a pass for the 25th, which is a Monday at 4 p.m. I can't do either. So
I have a Monday, the 25th, at 1 p.m., and I will be at work.
Dude,
thank you.
I don't understand.
For the EX raid that I can't do.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. I go out raiding at these gyms. It's nowhere near that time frame. Like, I don't understand the logic. Why? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. But if you guys got an EX raid pass that you can't attend because it's in the middle of a freaking Monday, let us know and let it out. let the salt fly, because it's worth it, because it's just ridiculous. Sylph announced their Timeless Cup for December. Getting very excited. We had our Ferocious Cup, going on for November. Get this. This is the way the Timeless Cup works. And this is coming right from sylph.gg. Timeless Cup requires you to pick a single element starter Pokemon from the first 4 generations, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, or Sinnoh. Then select the rest of your battle team of 6 from any of the 4 generations, but with a list of restrictions. And the main restriction is any Pokemon with fighting, normal, fairy, steel, or psychic typing, including dual types, may not be used. So the field is limited. No legendary and mythical Pokemon, Umbreon and Sableye are banned, and only Pokemon from generations 1 through 4 can be used. Species or forms released in generations 5, 7, and 8, like the Unova, Alola, or Galarian forms, may not be used as well. There's a full list on sylph.gg of all the available Pokemon that you can use. They are getting super creative with these metas, and I'm very excited to see how this goes with Timeless, where you're going to have the starter Pokemon being the consistent, that you're still talking about a bunch of choices, but that'll be that one consistent thing from party to party, and in a very limited field for the rest of the 5 Pokemon that you choose. So I'm pretty excited about this. Adam, are you doing a Ferocious Cup? Any PvP action by you, man?
No, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. It drives me bonkers.
Crazy.
Like my raid crew does not.
They don't do the PvP.
Yeah,
thing.
they don't do the PvP.
Wow,
but it's crazy. It's like we could all just go out to dinner and just battle.
Do it while you're there. There's 8 of us. We could actually do this. Yeah, it's hard, man. Believe me, I feel that burn every month. It's hard putting together a PvP community. You could have a raid community of hundreds, and getting those 8 to come out every month is it could be like pulling teeth. It's very difficult, very, very difficult. That could kind of lead into something I want to talk about too next. This is like a little bit of a freestyle conversation here, Adam. I don't know if you saw this. Shermanator had posted a link to a Reddit post, and it's a little long, but I do want to read it because it's very telling. And like I said earlier, I wish it was an isolated thing, but I'm hearing this vibe from people on Twitter, on Reddit, more and more and more, so it's worth talking about. If it was a one-off thing, I'd be like, it's water under the bridge, whatever, bro. But this is getting pretty consistent. So now this is in regards to the Colossal Discovery event, right? The thread is called, "The Colossal Discovery event was a colossal disappointment. I'm livid." All right, so we know it's going to be good. I'm going to read through this. See if you can make it through without, wanting to, strangle this guy through the computer. I'm not going to put him on blast and give the username or anything, but whatever. It says, "I don't even know where to begin.
I want to strangle his neck.
The feeling of disappointment in my community is possibly as strong as it ever has been. Many of us are in the process of doing chargebacks on our credit cards for the ticket because we feel we didn't get what was promised during the event time. I'm just going to list all the incredibly frustrating aspects." And then he puts together a fucking list. All right. 1. Spawn diversity was atrocious. Geodude, Magnemite, Spheal, Swinub, Aron. That's it. No Larvitar, no Shieldon, no nothing that would have fit thematically, and the typical Niantic suppresses Rattata spawns, despite the fact there is a prominent badge solely dedicated to catching small Rattata, even though it's impossible during the event. All right, let me stop here for a second. Okay? Niantic came out and said there's going to be increased spawns of Pokemon like Geodude and, whatever. They never said that fucking Larvitar and Shieldon were going to spawn. So, right away, again, credibility out the window, but that's not what we're trying to get out here. He's like, whatever, I'm going to let this dude continue to rant. So fucking great. He's pissed about the rat badge. What the fuck? All right, continuing. His number 2 thing. Reggie shiny rate was way too low. I did 10 free raids and got no shinies. Incredibly frustrating, especially when my friends would get their shinies and brag about it immediately. So this fucking dude does 10 raids, gets no shiny, and he's salty as fuck. Whatever. Okay, number 3. The research was immensely boring and easy. I completed it in about 30 minutes. All right, he's got something there. All right, moving on to number 4. Skarmory's shiny rate was way too low. Did about 8 different tasks, got no shinies at all.
8 different tasks? Are you kidding me? I got 36. Or something around that aspect. I did so many tasks, and I didn't get a shiny Skarmory, okay?
Okay. And I wanted to save this one for the end because I feel it was a few people have discussed this and yet it has made the event go from boring to an utter disaster. Are you okay? You ready? I still don't have my Regigigas, so I completed the research very quickly and got to the encounter phase. I literally attempted 8 straight curved Pokeball throws with a Raspberry, and it is broken free every time. Out of fury, I fled from the encounter. Since then, I've tried a few more times, and every time it breaks free, the catch rate is ridiculously low. Does everyone else already have theirs? Any secrets? I'm sure one of the first responses will be to use a golden Raz or an Ultra Ball, but I never ever do that for a research encounter because they can't flee. That's incredibly wasteful. And in this case, it's even worse because I paid money to get Niantic to get this Pokemon. Yes, it's nearly impossible to catch. Incredibly frustrating and upsetting. I will try to catch it again tonight, but I'm not hopeful at the outcome. Okay. What the fuck? This dude. Okay, now look, if this guy was alone here, now granted, I appreciate everyone fucking downvoting this on Reddit and, people lighting him up in the comments. All right, great. But this feeling of entitlement and feeling of setting this ridiculous expectation on these Niantic events, even though Niantic says straight up what the fuck is going to happen, what Pokemon you're going to see, they still complain. And this dude is not alone. What the fuck? I don't get it, man. I don't, this is not an isolated thing. You hear people complain about this kind of shit, right? You see it on Twitter too, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm not fucking crazy here. People are just so salty. And it's I don't know what Niantic can do different to spell out and set expectations.
And I was salty, but I wasn't ruin my day. I just learned my lesson. That's all.
Right, but it's you knew what spawns there were going to be. It wasn't you were complaining that
yeah, but honestly, I mean, I read it quickly and I purchased the ticket, or you know what I mean. I was I knew I would see
But the shiny rate was too low. I did 10 free raids and got no shinies. Incredibly frustrating. Fucking 10 raids, dude. You did 10 raids. Like,
I probably did.
Dude,
15,
it pokes my
20, I
balls.
don't remember how many I said.
It really pokes my fucking balls.
But I think I did around 20, and then I also did around 36 research tasks, and I was catching Pokemon the entire time and did not get one shiny. This guy has nothing to complain about. Me, on the other hand, I wasted so many Pokeballs, and I wasted so many premium raid passes.
Why is it a waste, though? Why is it a waste? You use them. You use them on Pokemon.
No, I know.
So
I'm just being funny. Jeez.
Yo.
And I spent all my time driving around. Gas money. Oh, gosh, the gas money. Did we mention the gas money?
But, guys, let us know what you think of this, because I want to know if you're hearing this. Like, look, I understand that the people listening to this show are going to be the hardcore, the dedicated players, the people that are in the know. So I know that this isn't you guys, but you have to have heard similar stuff going on in your local community, because I just don't think this is as uncommon as we would want it to be. So let us know. Are you hearing bullshit like this in your community? Are people really this fucking salty about shit that they should just know better? And they're doing this to themselves, like that. Like, you're your own worst enemy when you set this expectation. Like, no Larvitar, no Shieldon. No one mentioned that. Who the fuck talked about that? Like, you know what I mean? That's, dude, makes my eyelid twitch.
I'm pretty sure somewhere they said they'd have more like rock and steel type. So it's like, I get it.
Yeah, fucking Geodude.
I know, but saying the words ground and steel type Pokemon, it kind of gives people false hope.
I don't know, man.
Let
us know what you guys think. info@luredup.com. Leave us a voicemail or something. Let us know.
And also let us know if you have your Regigigas or not. I'm curious.
Yeah, and if you got an EX pass to a Rayleigh you can't go to.
Yes, oh my god. Okay, I'm salty about that.
The absolute worst.
Pete, I assume most of our listeners work normal jobs.
Yeah, Monday at 1:00 usually does not work for anybody.
Right. Like, even if it's like a PM shift, like I go in at 1.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, though, that I got the second pass, though, because now I can bump another person that's been hoarding their gift on me. I could send them another rogue pass to bump up the friendship level. I'm excited. Oh, that's awesome. So good. But Adam, we did it. That's a show.
That is a show.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Tru Inferno, thanks again for coming on the show. Finishing up this, rounding out the housekeeping here, check out luredup.com. Check out PokemonProfessor.com for everything that we're doing. Connect with us on social media. I'll put links everywhere in the description. Make sure you check out the website as well. I was very happy. I checked in with our website, and our website had the highest amount of 30-day traffic that we've ever had. So we're doing well on the website. I'm very excited. I put a lot of work into that. So definitely check out luredup.com, PokemonProfessor.com, so you can check out all the other shows that are on the network. Adam co-hosts another show called Special Conditions, which is all about the TCG. And then we have Gotta Watch 'Em All, which is a full format Pokemon show that covers all types of Pokemon news, but focuses on the anime. So we've got anime, we've got TCG, we've got Pokemon Go, all that good stuff. Plenty of shows to listen to on the network. So definitely check all that out at PokemonProfessor.com. You can leave us a voicemail, 732-835-8639. Adam, I think that's it. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, keep training, trainers. We'll see everyone next week.
Later.